All right, so the Bills will have a new safety wearing number 21 this upcoming season, and it is Mike Edwards. Today, the team announced a one-year deal for the two-time winning Super Bowl safety. Last year, played with the Kansas City Chiefs. Prior to that, spent time with Tampa. He's still a very young player. He came out, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. I think he's like 27 years old, so a young player. And I like this move for the Bills for a lot of different reasons. One, I just like the fit in Buffalo. I like that they will be able. This is a player who's always around the ball. This is a player who has a knack for big plays. He's got a bunch of touchdowns. He's got interceptions. You know, if you watched the Chiefs-Dolphins game, you noticed that Tua threw an early. Bills fans, whenever Tua throws an interception, they always notice it because people get sick of hearing Josh Allen turnover conversations. So Tua throws an interception. Mike Edwards is the guy who is on the other end of it. That was in the playoffs. He had another one, I believe, in the regular season against the Chargers. Like I mentioned, he's got a lot of touch. He's always around the ball. Like, those are players the Bills like. They like guys that are always around the ball. I'm not saying this is Jordan Poyer at all. Jordan Poyer had his own skill set. But there are Jordan Poyer tendencies to what Mike Edwards is going to be able to bring the safety room. And it's kind of looking like he's got an inside track at the job, him and Taylor Rapp. I think those could be the two new Bills safeties as we get ready for this new era. He acknowledged, the Bills have not needed safeties here for a long time because those guys were so good. And he also acknowledged that that was part of the reason why he wanted to come to Buffalo, because he knows this is a good scheme fit for a safety. So Mike Edwards likely had options. The Bills had interest. They're getting younger at the position. They bring him in. We don't know the contract details yet. I would imagine it's not insane. It's probably a pretty reasonable contract. So I like this move for the Bills. I don't think this is knock your socks off. This is not a Justin Simmons move or anything like that, but this is a solid safety who is a good scheme fit for the team, who can come in and make a difference. And now it's another box that the Bills are able to check off. Okay, safety. Looking like we know who's going to play safety this year. They could still add somebody. They could still add somebody in the draft. They could still add another veteran in free agency. But if they don't, you go, okay, we think we know who's going to play safety now. We think we know who's going to play most of the snaps at defensive tackle. Still need to add somebody else. Still probably need to add another cornerback. Still probably need to add, obviously, a wide receiver. We'll talk about that later. But this is a nice move for the Bills. This is one that I think will not grab a ton of big headlines, but it's a smart, savvy move for a coaching staff who's had interest in the player for a long time. So I like this one. I think the Bills will reap the benefits of this down the road.